Go to Workout Comedy. This is Open Mics. Give it up for Debbie, Regent, everybody.
All right, hello Fort Lauderdale. Very happy to be here. Marina 84, where their motto is, we're not a dive bar. We just look like a dive bar. No, but really, this place is awesome. I mean, the roadway in would not share their parking lot with just any bar. So I'm sure this place is awesome. In fact, I think you should check it on the weekend with some live music, but I'm very happy to be here at Marina 84. We happen to be, if you didn't notice, next to the airport. If you didn't hear a few planes going by, we are next to the airport. And I don't know how many of you have recently had the pleasure of having some air travel on a commercial airline. Any of you traveled recently?
Yeah.
I have. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so no longer is airline travel a pleasant and classy experience. As once upon a time, people, my generation, remember when you would dress up to travel on a plane. You would be treated with respect. You would be given a meal. That's all long gone. Now, dress up. You're lucky if people are wearing pants. As far as being given a meal, water is a luxury, peanuts are a bonus. Respect, going through security, you can get PTSD. I mean, every time I get through TSA, I start thinking, maybe I have heroin in my carry-on. I don't even know what heroin looks like. But they look at you like everyone's a suspected felon. But once you survive the security ordeal, then you have the pleasure of boarding the plane with all the pajama-wearing losers who are cramming their carry-ons into these small spaces like it's the last seat on a helicopter out of Saigon. It's just a nightmare traveling now on planes. But this is what we got with planes. I mean, this is the way we travel now, and we're stuck with it. No longer is it a pleasant experience. So I want to tell you a little about myself. I am 53 years old. All right, people over 50. And I'll tell you, I'm proud of my age. Most women tend to want to subtract a few years off their age, say they're a little younger, but I've decided to do the opposite. I've decided to start telling people, if they say, how old are you? I'm 65. That way they'll say, oh my God, you look amazing. Just don't start lying and being younger. You want to say you're older, and then they'll be amazed that you look as good as you do. I live in across the other side of this road called Weston, which is otherwise known as Westonzuela. And I grew up and was born and raised in Miami, otherwise known as North Havana. So basically wherever I go, the Latins follow. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Hablo español, aprendí español en la escuela. No tengo vergüenza de hablar, which for the rest of you gringos, that translates to mean I couldn't beat them, so I joined them. But really, I do love the Latin culture. I love the food, the music. It's just, I'd love to be in my neighborhood one day and walk into a store and have them say, can I help you, instead of puedo ayudar. And, it basically means we're the majority, you're the minority, but that's where I live now. I'm married for 22 years, and we have two, yes, I stayed married. So it's one of the lucky people out here. And we have two teenage daughters, which basically means we're broke. If I meet people without kids, I say, oh my God, you must be rich. All your money's your own? I mean, everything you earn, you're allowed to spend on yourself. I mean, all we do is pay for braces, sleepaway camp, clothes, manicures, college tuition, cars. It's endless what you spend on your kids. But you know what the payoff is? Someday, when you're old and decrepit, they'll pick out a nice nursing home for you. So it'll all be worth it in the long run. And, so having teenagers, as some of you may experience, their life revolves around social media. And I'm talking not about Facebook, which is left for my generation, but they've moved on to Instagram, Snapchat, but my generation's still sticking with the Facebook. And I'll tell you, Facebook, I like it, although there's a few pet peeves I have with Facebook. One of them is this obsession with posting your food to Facebook. Now, you know, it makes me wish for the good old days when you would take a picture of your food, go and get the film developed, then wait for it to come back, take your pictures, knock on your neighbor's doors, and show them your dinner. But no, we didn't do that, because no one gave a damn what you ate for dinner, and we still don't give a damn. It's just really gotten out of hand. And you know, it's just like there's no privacy, there's no filters, too much information. I mean, just the other day, you know, after my husband and I had sex one night, he said, "Was it good for you?" And I said, "Well, you can find out about it on my Twitter feed later." So that's what's happened now with social media. They're just gone out of hand. And you know, social media, technology, who would have ever fathomed that this would be our lives? Our lives would revolve around a cell phone. I mean, really, have you ever been in a panic looking for your phone? Have you ever been in a frenzy looking for it while you're talking on the phone? It happens. It happens. I mean, as if we cease to exist if we don't have this phone in our hands. You know, the funny thing is, it's called a cell phone, but probably the least used app on the phone is the phone app, right? I mean, people aren't making phone calls, they're doing everything else with the phone. In fact, when it rings, you think, they have the audacity to call me without texting first? I mean, you first check to see if I'll even talk to you. I'm telling you, phones are the demise of our society, but meanwhile, we can't live without them. I tell my children, they are aghast at this. When we were younger, in high school, if a boy liked you, he actually had to call the house phone, speak to one of your parents, and actually have a conversation with you. Now, all relationships are run without even speaking. I mean, whole marriages are run on texts. And it's just really a shame, because, you know what, talking is actually the best thing, I think. But these phones really have gotten out of hand. You know, as I was saying, I am 53, and you know, with getting older, which I'm very happy to do, it's better than the alternative, but with getting older, you have some issues, and one of them is sleep, which doesn't come as easy as it used to when we were younger. In fact, I have a teenager, she could go for 12 hours. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I just think sleep is wasted on teenagers and college students, when we are the ones that really need to sleep. We're the ones with the stress, the real jobs, the real problems. But there they are, sleeping the day away, and your eyes are open at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're just longing for the days that you could sleep like that, because once you had children, that was over. You couldn't sleep anymore. So you know, these days, my fantasies still involve the bedroom, except instead of about 6 I'm fantasizing about 8 hours of sleep. So on that note, which I need to get to sleep soon, I just want to say this has been fun. I love Marina 84. I'm going to come back. And I better get back to, necesito ir a Venezuela. I better get back to West Venezuela. Thank you.
Debbie Regent, everybody.